Oh, wait, the score line's wrong. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Quad Cup Season 3. This is not Eddie and Oliver. This is Jack and Marcel here. Um, so, yeah, let me just fix that. So, this is going to be a great match in Group E. There's a couple of stakes going into this match, potentially determining who could be eliminated and who can advance out of this intense group stage here. Um, and yeah, so let's start with, I guess the coin flip. I don't think we have any more reason to delay. So, um, Jack, you are the better seed. Would you like to go with heads or tails?
Um, Heads.
Heads. All right. So Jack is going to go with heads, and he will get heads. So, Jack, would you like to go first or second?
Um, Second.
All right. So Jack's gonna go second. That is your scramble. Good luck to the both of you.
Thanks.
All right, and we are off here. Um, yeah, this is going to be once. Like I said before, I think we're in for a little bit of a treat here. Um, just give me one moment to fix that. There we go. All right. So Jack, an Irish competitor here against Polish. Oh wow, yeah, this scramble is quite interesting. I don't know if Marcel's gonna take advantage of that scramble very well, but it's a free. It's free 86. Room for Jack to open the scoring here. Yeah, that scramble. Gee, that is a pretty funky scramble, I should say. Jack's gonna take his time here. Ah, yeah, it's a DNF. So Marcel is gonna take the first point here, against Jack. So yeah, there we go. Okay, it would have been a 369, which would have beaten Jack, or sorry, it would have been Marcel, but that that was kind of off with a I think a six move, but Eddie Artsy has been to an Irish comp, so he's basically Jack Corr. Uh, yeah, I guess you could say so. They both use seven simul. Actually, no, Eddie uses Sheeran, so. Alright. Jack is it's a little bit of a sluggish start and another DNF, so Marcel's going to take this one very comfortably. Starting off with two DNFs is not a great way to try to maybe prevent Marcel from automatically qualifying uh, to the next stage. If Marcel wins this match, he will automatically qualify into the round of 16. So he'll have at least two more matches to complete. One of them will be at 2 p.m. Eastern against Anders, which in the case if he wins, would determine who ranks first in the group. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. All right, Marcel. And Marcel, that's a very solid solve. That's gonna be, let's see what that is. 394. So sub 4 from Marcel. We'll see how Jack does with that. Trying to win a point. Or get a success, I should say. Jack has recently become one of the more important clock competitors in the clock scene. He got, I think, a 413 average not too long ago when his average used to be like a mid 5 or something like that. But that's going to be a 4. A solve that is solved, but not enough. So that's going to be 3 points to Marcel, and Jack still has nothing on the board. If Marcel could keep this win, just for anyone tuning in, this would be very important because he would advance to the round of 16, and Jack would have to win the match against Cham to secure that wild card spot. But if Jack can win this, then he has a chance of getting that automatic qualifying position. You can see all of the group rankings on either the Match Center, which I'm not sure if it's updated, but there's also a spreadsheet too in the Clock Cup Discord, or sorry, the Clock Solvers Discord in the Clock Cup channel in the pinned messages. That's gonna be a 398 for Jack, so a sub 4 finally. We'll see if Marcel can beat that. He hasn't been put under any real pressure so far, so we'll see what happens here. You have any score predictions in the chat? Just wondering. Oh my. Maybe that looked a little... That's a free flat, so could have been a 2, but let's check an instant replay of that. Did we capture it? Yeah, so there we go. That's the instant replay of that 3, as smooth as you would like it. Yeah, so Marcel's gonna go again, trying to build upon this lead. Early leads can really do a lot to a competitor, because if your competitor is not confident... Oh, that's another good solve. That's gonna be a 344. So Marcel's a 403 mean with a 590. I wonder what that average is. I guess it's like a high 3. I don't know. But yeah, very impressive from Marcel so far. Yeah, that's not gonna beat it. I mean, it could get close with that end there now. It's a 419. So 5-0 right now in Marcel's favor. Yeah, Jack has been pulling out some decent solves though. 421, 398, 419, making for a 413 mean of 3. But it's not enough, unfortunately. What's Marcel's global? I'm not sure. Alright. Decent solve for Jack. Yep, it's solved. It's going to be a 4. But Marcel is a 403 mean right now, so 448. Let's see what Marcel can do. The scramble looks pretty decent. I mean, that you have that adjacent case that could create just a simple starting D move, and then afterwards the solve seems to be pretty smooth. Yeah, it's going to put that in the back there. Let's see if that does it. He pauses for a little bit. I think that could barely do it. Yeah, 411. So right now, 6-0. This would really hurt Jack's chances of a wild card spot, because right now he has a -9 solve differential. If he has a -6 solve differential, that would put him in -15. And even if he did get that wild card point, he would still not be able to advance, I'm pretty sure. So he has to get some points on the board to keep his clock up hopes alive, and here could be the chance. The end looked okay though, 418. Probably not a sub 4, so Marcel has set the benchmark very clearly here. This could be either the greatest comeback of all time or just a one-way street for Marcel right now. And Jack doesn't seem to get a break from it. I'm not sure if that's going to take the point. 4-13 barely does. So this match is not a sweep. And yeah, 4-13. That is the first point for Jack. That is also his PR average, I believe, as well, 4-13. So quite symbolic. So Jack's gonna solve again. We'll see what happens. Sorry. Okay. Definitely a bit of a struggle on the intuitive moves there of the 7-side must solve. 6:50 is the time. Marcel will definitely like that. Not being put under any real pressure. This will probably be a safety. Not a hard safety, as in a DNF, but more of just a simple safety. Is that a DNF? Yeah, that's a DNF. What really should have been an easy point for Marcel is another point for Jack. 2 in a row. 2-6. We've seen Marcel come up with incredible starts. I remember he was like 5-0 against Cham or something like that. And then Cham actually was able to bring it back home. So we could see something like that happening here. But Marcel is looking for automatic qualification. So he needs this win to maybe save him some troubles later on in the road. Alright, Marcel is going to solve again, setting the benchmark for Jack, as he did in Jack's first point. It's a little bit laggy. Is that another DNF? Yeah, that's 2 DNFs in a row. Same thing that happened to Jack earlier in the match. Yeah, that's not good. Because Jack's gonna get his third point here very, very comfortably. This could be a lot closer for Jack than he initially thought. So it's solved, and that's all we really need. 5:05 is the time. So that's going to be 3-6 in Marcel's favor, but Jack has scored the last 3 points. So this could go anyone's path right now. The next 3 or 5 solves could really determine how this match is shaping up to be. If Jack can at least equalize with Marcel, that could definitely give him more of an advantage after. I'm not sure Marcel would like the fact that he blew a 6-0 lead. It's a 4:46 from Jack. Let's look at Marcel's time. That seems easy for Marcel to beat, but on the beat right now, he is not doing so well. Start looked is that, I think that might do it, barely. That's gonna be a 4:21, yeah, so 3-7. Marcel gets a point again, but he really let 3 solves slip under his belt in rapid fire succession. If Jack can gain a couple more points even at this stage, then that could really determine if this could be a close match or not. But it used to be all Marcel, and Jack might have found a breakthrough, but we'll see if that breakthrough will materialize. solid from Marcel, but it seemed a little hesitant. 456, yeah, a lot of very small moves, like the 1 and the 2s, but definitely very shaky, as I can tell. The scramble looks to be, yeah, it looks to be pretty average, I should say. Not very good. Oh, that could be a point for Marcel. Yeah, 655. So Marcel's gonna get the 8th point right there. 8 points for Marcel. Jack's gonna set the benchmark again for this next point. So Jack would need to win this match to possibly get back into that automatic qualifying spot, but that looks like a good solve from Jack. That's a 424. Okay, it looked a little bit faster than it seemed, but that's the art of 7 simul here, and Marcel can turn that art into his own point if he takes advantage of this pretty decent scramble. You have that edge case over there, so he's gonna put that in the back. Yeah, a lot of simple moves here. A lot of I think the first move is like a -2 or something like that. So yeah, this could be good. Oh, again, hesitant on the drop, but I think that's gonna secure the point. 382. So Marcel is up 9-3. So Marcel gains 3 points in a row right after Jack did the same thing. Only in this case, it just seems a little more familiar and definitely disappointing for anyone on Jack's side here. Once again, I have to stress this, but if Jack... Ooh, sorry. I was interrupted by a good solve from Marcel. That's going to be a 401. Maybe it looked a little bit better than it really seemed. Yeah, 7 simul kind of tricks you like that. So the benchmark is sub 4 for Jack. We'll see what happens. I don't know if that's going to do it. It's a 460. So Marcel is going to take another point, 10 free. So Jack, once again, setting the benchmark. 2 points until a possible halftime here. Yeah, I don't know if the halftime is going to materialize, though. Ooh, yeah, flip solve in a flip solve for a 7 simul user is never a good sign. That's a 521 from Jack. Easy to beat for Marcel unless something happens, but this looks like a good scramble. Could save you a D move there. Yeah, checking the backside, 457. And that's going to be Marcel's 11th point. So Marcel is close to the victory. Jack, maybe thinking about that one that got away. It was at one point 6-0, and then it was 3-6, and now it's 3-11. All of those in Marcel's favor. Decent from Marcel. And that's going to be a 419. Jack would have to get a 418 or better to secure a 4th point, but otherwise Marcel would get his 12th of the match. That could beat it, but yeah, it's a free, so Jack gets his 4th of the match, free 90. Okay. Would either of you guys like a halftime break?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So we're gonna keep on going here, no halftime. Yeah, so Jack could take advantage of what he created with that first point there. That would be an insane comeback, but like we've seen before, Marcel can crumble sometimes, but Jack would have to win 11 solves in 13 to secure a win, and 11 solves in I think 14, I believe, to secure an overtime. Sorry, 10 solves in 14. 722 for Jack, so that's probably going to be Marcel's point here. The scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect on how much of a, I think, blowout this has been of a match, but this could definitely assert Marcel's dominance in Claw Cup and make him a very worthy competitor in the round of 16. But it's a 565 from Marcel. That's going to be Marcel's 12th point of the match against Jack's 4. Definitely a little bit disappointing for Jack. His Claw Cup debut will most likely end in either elimination or a wild card spot if the result stands here. Marcel, also making his Claw Cup debut, has a little bit of a different story to tell. Really an amazing competitor who, I think, honestly, out of nowhere, just showed up on the scene, beating the likes of Cham and the Irish Anar holder right now, if the result stands. But that's a 401 from Marcel. Sub 4 is the benchmark. We'll see what happens. %32% of the poll still believes in Jack. We'll see what happens. Ooh, that could be a 401. That's a free 60. This match could have a twist, but it's very unlikely at this stage. 12-5. So Jackson has set the benchmark again. His benchmark setting hasn't been great. He has gotten a 446, 424, 521, and a 722. In the past 4 solves, he competed first. And that start looks pretty awkward. Ooh, I was just about to say he could save it at the end, but again, an awkward ending. So that all around is probably going to be a bad solve. A 581. Jack had to throw a few to make it more exciting to watch. Okay. Let's see what that is. That's a solved clock, and I'll probably beat a 581. That's gonna be a 501. Is there still anything left in the gas for Jack here? We'll see what happens. But Marcel is going to solve first. That's a solid solve from Marcel. Let's see what the time is. A 392. Jack's gonna solve again. His past two solves when he got second was a 360 and a 390, so something could happen here. Oh, that move was pretty awkward with the D's. Ooh, yeah, flip. That's not gonna beat it. 524. So it's match point for Marcel. And Marcel is 1 point away from automatic qualification to the round of 16. That would make this match, or sorry, that would make Jack's clock up hopes a little bit more stretched. But we'll see if Jack has room to pull a 9-solve streak here to bring it into overtime, but once again, very highly unlikely. And he's going to set it with this benchmark going all out here. A little bit aggressive on the turning, but it's a solid solve. 421. Marcel would need a 420 or better to win the match. Let's find out. Marcel taking his time here. This looks solid from the pull. Ah, it's a DNF. It's a DNF. 6-14 is going to be the score. And that's what it is right now. Jack given a second chance to bring up his solve differential here, which could definitely help him in the wildcard stage. Marcel's going to set the benchmark for himself to win the match. The D move looks slightly awkward, but that's going to be good. Ah, but it's another DNF. Giving away 2 DNFs in rapid fire succession here. Jack looks excited because he knows that maybe there's a comeback. But once again, as I need to stress, highly unlikely. Is he gonna check the backside there? That's kind of risky. 602. Jack's gonna get another point in what should really be the end of the match right now. But Jack's gonna set the benchmark for himself, and we'll see what happens. But no matter what happens, the earlier part of the match was definitely all Marcel. And those score lines reflected on that. But if Marcel fumbles this, which I can't stress this enough, it won't happen. I have never seen a comeback like that materialize. And I don't think it's going to materialize here. He's being very aggressive on the turning. That's a good solve. 347 from Jack. Ramping up the pressure here. So Marcel would need to be a 340, have a 346 or better to win the match. He's gonna go all out on the solve. He's not gonna do that. That's going to be not a 347 or better, or sorry, 346 or better. Yeah, that's Jack's point. So once again, Marcel's gonna set the benchmark for himself. Jack would need to win 6 more solves in a row to bring this into overtime. See what happens here. Marcel's going to set the benchmark. The last time he set the benchmark, he got a DNF, a 392, a 401, and a 419. But he's only won one of those solves. Ooh, it's a bit of a slip up from Marcel. Yeah. It's going to be a decent solve, 413, but maybe with the scramble, it should have been a little bit better. So Jack is going to try to beat a 413 be a 4-12 or better, trying to beat his NR average here. Aggressive on the turning. It's solved. Oh my god, it's a 338. Jack gets another point here. 4 solves in a row. 5 more to win. Yeah, this match should have been over 5 solves ago, from what it seems like. But there's still room in the tank, apparently. Apparently there is. Making this match a lot closer than it needed to be. An edge case in the back. That's gonna be good for Jack. Ooh. This might be it. That's a DNF.
It's over.
And it is over. Yeah. So, unless Marcel DNFs here, that's gonna be it. I don't know if Marcel's knows that Jack DNF'd, but we'll find out. Yeah, checking the backside so he knows. And that's gonna be the match there. It could have happened. It really could have happened, but Marcel is going to win this match 15-9. So, congratulations to the both of you. Wow, it almost seemed like a comeback materialized there at the end for Jack, but it wasn't really the case. First of all, how did you guys feel about that match?
I was very nervous, like last match.
Yeah. Marcel, how did you feel about this match?
I wasn't stressing much, but I don't know. It was just a normal match.
Yeah. 15-9. I have a question for Jack here. At one point you were 6-0 down, but then you started to get 3 points in a row. And at the end there, I think you were 14-5 down, and you got 4 points in a row. Both of those times, did you think a comeback would materialize, or was it just more of a last-ditch effort to maybe try some stuff out and maybe not make the win as big as it could have been?
So I looked at the stream chat and I seen Eddie saying do slow turning. And I tried slow turning and it worked.
Oh yeah, your last solves there, like the 338 and the 347 especially, they seemed like more aggressive turning, to be honest. But
yeah, I tried to do slow turning, but I don't know. The scrambles were like nice.
Yeah, the scrambles were very good. So, this match ends 15-9. So if I look at the sheet here, let me update this. So Marcel, that means you automatically advance to the bracket stage here with that win. Your next match against Anders, which is in about a half hour, would determine who gets the first seed of the group. How are you feeling about that match coming up?
Actually, I want to win, but Anders is very good in clock, so yeah, but
We'll see what happens, I guess. That's going to be an exciting
yeah,
match to watch.
if I could win it, I will be very happy, but Anders is, I think, third in the world officially, so that will be very hard, I think.
Jack, your next match against Cham in 2 hours, I think. 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's going to determine the wild card spot. So both of you, or one of you, would have to win that match to maybe get a chance to bring it in to the bracket stage. How are you feeling about that match, knowing that you probably are at a disadvantage with a negative 15 solve differential and 0 points?
I'm quite scared now because I thought I'd do better on that match. But nerves got to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So a win for Marcel is going to be a ticket into the bracket stage, which he did. In about half an hour, we'll be going to the Anders and Marcel match to determine the first seed of the group. And as I mentioned before, in about an hour and 30 minutes, we'll be going into the Jack and Sham match, which will determine who gets out of into the wild card position, which could be another ticket into the bracket stage. So a lot of stakes here on this Thursday afternoon in the United States, Thursday night in Europe. Stick around for Anders versus Marcel. We'll be right back in 20 minutes, so check out the stream link for that match. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later at those two matches.